Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going through my predictions for this upcoming NBA season and all the different player awards and the team awards. So let's jump right into it. We got the MVP for season 25-2026. There's a few options up the top of the clock here. You got Nikola Jokic at $3.20 and Shea at $3.60. Everyone else then from there to the odds, they elongate a lot. I'm looking at this, and I agree. I think Nikola Jokic is and should be the odds-on favourite for the MVP. But we know how voter fatigue has been in the NBA in the past, and he may not win it. They may be looking to usher in someone else hasn't won it in a few years, someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't think someone like Victor Wembanyama could win it. I think the Spurs would have to have a crazy year. They'd have to be like a 60-win team, and Vic would have to be like, 25-point plus per game scorer, 3 block per game type of guy. Like, it's just, I can't see that happening. So I think for the MVP, I think because of how much the Nuggets have added to their team, because of how good their team's looking to go to this year, I think they'll take that next step this year and they'll jump up in the seedings and they'll be a really good team. So for that reason, I'm going to go Nikola Jokic to win his 4th MVP. I think Giannis will come second and probably Shea will finish in third. Moving on, Defensive Player of the Year. I think this is an award that's between about four people. I think Vic should be the favourite, rightfully so. He's the best defender of the league by a mile, and it's just because he gets injured that last year that he didn't win it, and he would have won it if he didn't get injured. So this year it's just about, can he stay healthy and will he defend at the same level? I think the latter. I think he'll defend at the same level. I think if not, he'll be better, but he's just got to stay healthy this year. I think if Vic doesn't stay healthy, I don't think Evan Mobley wins it again. I think there will be a bit of voter fatigue there. People weren't extremely happy, and I think it could be an Amen Thompson or a Dyson Daniels type of year. But we're going to hope that Vic stays healthy, and we're going to stay with Victor Wembanyama to come first in to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Moving on, Rookie of the Year. I think this is an easy one. I think Cooper Flagg is an absolute gun. I think that he is going to not dominate, but I think the Mavs are going to dominate. I think they're going to be a lot better than people expect. I'm expecting the Mavs to at least make the second round of the playoffs and be competitive in the second round of the playoffs. That's unless they face like an OKC or Denver in the first round. They face anyone else, I don't care. I think the Mavs are winning that series, and I expect them to go far this season. And if they're a team that ends up in the conference finals or even the finals, I will not be surprised. I can see this being like a Magic Johnson back on the Lakers back in the day. Cooper Flagg, this Dallas Mavericks team, when Kyrie Irving gets back healthy, they are a mean team. Most improved player. This is always the hardest award to pick because you're trying to pick someone to take that jump and become a better player, even better than they are. I think someone that I don't mind for this is like a Davion Mitchell. I think he would have to improve a lot, but he was really good in that series for Miami against Atlanta, and he was decent against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then some other options we've got up the top here. Got Deni Avdija, Andrew Nembhard. I think Deni Avdija, he's a stud. I think he can't get much better than, he could get much better than he already is, but I think he is already just at such a great level. It's just underappreciated how actually good he is at basketball. I think Nembhard could be the type of person, or Benedict Mathurin. I think it's more Nembhard because he'll get to the points and assists where Benedict Mathurin will be more just a straight scorer. I think Nembhard could be the guy to pull this in. They got Jonathan Kuminga up here. Nobody even knows who he's playing with or what his situation is. If he goes back to Golden State, which I don't think he will, but if he goes back to Golden State, then I don't know. I can't see that relationship being repaired. If he ends up back there, they're just going to continue to be a terrible team. And I'm going to throw one name out there, which isn't even on the betting odds, just for a sneaky most improved. He's not going to be most improved, but he'll have a good year. Watch out for Jalen Tyson on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jalen Tyson and Naquim Tomlin, they're not going to win it, but watch out for them. They're going to be good players for the Cavs this year. Moving on, 6th man of the year. I think this is DeAndre Hunter's award to lose. Actually, no, I take that back. Because last year, DeAndre Hunter didn't start much for the Cavs. This award really just depends on, is DeAndre Hunter going to be the starting small forward? And if he is, then he can't win 6th man of the year, and then he can piss off. Peyton Pritchard, he just might end up starting a few too many games to be qualified for Sixth Man of the Year. So that's when you've got to go down this list. You look at someone like Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal had a fantastic season last year. It was just because he was on that $50 million contract that we look at him and we go, what are you doing? But last season, averaging 78 points, 3 rebounds, nearly 4 assists on nearly 50-40-80. That's so good for, a third option on that Phoenix Suns team last year. He'll come off the bench. He'll just be asked to not do too much. I think this is a Bradley Beal type of year. You got a Naz Reid here. I think Naz Reid's won it. I don't think people really win this award too much twice over. I'm going to say either Bradley Beal or I really like Jared McCain for the Philadelphia 76ers. He probably won't be starting, he'll be coming off that bench, but the rookie to be coming off the bench to have a dominant year, not a dominant, but to have a really good year for the Philadelphia 76ers off that bench, I reckon I am a big fan of that. Clutch Player of the Year. This is another weird award because you've got to be one of those people who are in the games so that they have a lot of close games. They've got to be winning these close games and they've got to be really good in those close games. I think Nikola Jokic is someone who really thrives in that environment. But you've got to look at these people who are going to be taking the shots in the team. They've got Luka Doncic third in the odds here. But I just can't see that happening because they have LeBron James. They've got 2 people there who are going to be taking the shots. That's where someone like Nikola Jokic, he will be that guy with the ball in crunch time, and it will be in his hands to make a decision. And I'm sure it'll be the same over in LA with Luka. But I like Jokic more for this award. You got Jalen Brunson who could go back to back. Anthony Edwards, De'Aaron Fox. I don't see that happening again with the Spurs. I don't see that. Someone who I do really like is Darius Garland. Darius Garland was really good in the clutch last year for the Cavs. He'll be underrated. I don't think he'll get it, but I think he's someone that could be, because of the injury and he'll miss the first few months of the year. I just don't think he's worth, having on your ballots for anything. But yeah, we're gonna go with Nikola Jokic here to be the clutch player of the year. I just think the Joker on the Denver Nuggets, they're going to be a team who's going to be in a lot of games. They might be in a lot of tight games. Down the stretch, they're going to go to the Joker to make plays. They're going to go to the Joker to hit a 3, to hit those heaves he shoots, to throw an oop to Aaron Gordon, to find the cross-court pass. It's the Joker's team. It's the Joker's role, and I think it's the Joker's award. Moving on, Coach of the Year. This also is another weird one. You've got to pick a coach who's coming out of nowhere most of the time. Not most of the time, but someone whose team is going to improve a lot. I think for this, I like the 2 favourites. I like Jamal Mosley for the Magic, and I like Quinn Snyder for the Hawks. I think these 2 teams are teams that in the East can really rise really quickly, and could easily, both of them be the 3 and 4 seed, or one of them be the 3rd and the 4th seed. And I think just those teams are just, 2 coaches who can do a really good job for what they have in front of them. They don't have the best teams in the world in front of them, but they have way more competent teams, and probably the best teams that they've had in their coaching careers with those respective teams in front of them. So it's a tough decision to make. I'm going to take Quinn Snyder for the Hawks. I reckon I just really like what Atlanta have put together this year, and I reckon Atlanta will be a really good team. I reckon they're going to be a top 4 seed in the East, probably at least. I will be super disappointed in them if they are at least not a top 4 seed in the East. So we're going to go with Quinn Snyder for the Atlanta Hawks to win Coach of the Year. Then moving on. We've got Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So now you've got to pick who's going to win the East and who's going to be the best player on that team that wins the East. Call me biased, but I think my Cavs are winning the East. I think it's either Donovan Mitchell or it's Evan Mobley. I don't think anyone else wins it. I don't think Garland wins it. And it really depends on, does Evan Mobley take that jump to become that way better of a player that we know, to become, that spark, that offensive threat, to be taking more than 13 shots in a fucking playoff game, for God's sakes. I think Evan Mobley is going to be my pick to be the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Moving on, we have the Western Conference Finals MVP. For this award, I think we have 3 teams. Actually, I'm going to go, I think we have 4 teams that I really like in the West. No, we're going to say 5 teams, which makes it difficult. I've got 5 teams I really like in the West this year. Obviously, you've got the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think they'll be great again. There's no doubts about that. the Denver Nuggets. I really like the Denver Nuggets out there, and I really like Nikola Jokic. Then we have the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are a really good team. They're a young team. Can they go to the finals? I'm not sure. But you've also got to think about them. They do have a few options over there in Houston. So, is it an award that KD could be winning? Or is it where, someone like LP could win that? Or just Fred VanVleet might have a great series and could win that. You'd think KD would be the odds-on favourite, and he should be. Or Amen Thompson could have a great series and win that. Then, we have the Los Angeles Clippers. I think the Clippers are a sleeper team. I think they're an amazing team. I think if they can stay healthy, they will be a massive threat in the postseason. And this could be a Kawhi Leonard comeback. I'm him, I'm here, respect me type of year. Or a James Harden thing. It's a really tough decision because you have these four. And I do like the Mavericks as well. I don't mind Anthony Davis to win this award. And to be honest, I know this might be a bit of a stretch. I like Cooper Flagg to win this award. So I'm going to go... Well, it's a tough decision because of all these good... We're going to go with Nikola Jokic. I know I've said Jokic for a few awards here today, but I just really like this Denver Nuggets team. I'll be really disappointed if they don't do something good. So then, that's it for all the player awards. We're going to move on to the futures, the championship favourite. I think the finals this year, I think it's either going to be Cavs OKC or Denver OKC. It really just depends on health, doesn't it? I think, not to be biased, but I'm gonna go with my Cleveland Cavaliers to win. I think they're gonna have another year under the belt. Evan Mobley's gonna develop. I think they've got some good young players who are slept on. I'm backing in the Cleveland Cavaliers to be your 2025-2026 finals championship team. Then, last but not least, we have the NBA Cup. This is random. This is a random teams thing. This is where, some team who's looking to prove themselves comes out and goes, we've won the cup, we can do it, we can be that team. This is just, who shows up on the random fucking Tuesday at 10 a.m. That's what this is all about, Who wants to win that random game on a weird looking court that no one really cares about? And I'm going to go with the Philadelphia 76ers. I think if they're healthy early into the year, they've got all these players playing, I think they can be a team. They've got some young, hungry players. They want to be back. They want to prove themselves. I think this is where Philly can go. We're back. We're here. This is what we're doing. Joel Embiid is here. Tyrese Maxey is here. Jared McCain is here. Everyone else, VJ Edgecombe is here. Paul George, if he's playing, he's here. They have a good roster. I think this is where the Philadelphia 76ers look the demon in the eye and they go, we're still a competitive team. We're still a great team. We still have the MVP from a few years ago, and we can still be a great organization. Just like how the Lakers won the NBA Cup a few years ago and they went, we're still here. The fans thought they're back and they did nothing. I'm expecting the exact same out of the Philadelphia 76ers. I am backing them in to win the NBA Cup. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.